everybody, welcome to Art Club. It's the first one back this year, which is really exciting, and this time we're doing resist, which is when you use like a candle or something to draw on the paper, and then when you paint over the top it can't paint where your wax is, or you can use tape. Oh, here's Tanya. I'm gonna get Tanya in. Everybody, there's Zoe, Sarah Lacey, there's Karina. Hey. Hi,
Hello.
Tanya. Hello.
Hi.
Hiya. How's it going?
It's fine. I'm just really glad you're here, given that you said you'd forgotten. That's New Year for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it all day, and we went out this afternoon, and then we came back and I made some food. I got myself all settled in for just like watching telly, made myself a cup of tea, and then I thought, oh, Art Club. Got out my head all day.
I thought maybe you were, you were deep in your jigsaws or something with Frida, and still on Christmas holiday.
We finished the jigsaw. We did a difficult one this year. Don't know how many pieces it was, but all of the images on it were tiny, and it was all similar colours all over the whole thing. It was really hard.
God. Oh, you have my admiration. I just couldn't have the patience. I'd kick the board over after 15 minutes.
I don't feel like it's patience though. It makes me feel calm. Like it does the opposite of making me frustrated. It makes me calm. Does that not happen if you do jigsaw?
No, I'd just get really frantic that I was wasting time and there was other stuff to do. Do you remember that Kerry Godley link that I sent you about colouring in?
Oh,
where
yeah.
She says, we'll just have a cheeky colour in, and then she's 5 minutes into it, she's like, I've got beeps to do.
Yeah. No, I can't do colouring in. I don't get the colouring in thing. I don't get it at all.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe because we are always colouring in. Why would you want to do some amateur colouring in when you've got to be colouring in non-stop?
Yeah, and you're restricted by somebody else's drawing as well. That's frustrating.
Yeah, Flux Imagery says that is torture.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours said someone has bought her, and she's a really, really good illustrator and a graphic designer. And she said, I've been bought those colouring in books 3 times, and I have to try really hard not to take huge offence, and I have a paddy. She says, I just put them in the drawer. Why would you buy an illustrator a colouring in book? It's rude.
It's weird, isn't it? Do you know, I get really upset if somebody buys us a game, like a kids game to play as a family, and it's got illustrations on them and the illustrations don't please me. I can't bear it. I can't play it. I can't even open the box if the illustrations are not good. I can't be doing with it.
I've done that all my life. People give me things and they look at my face and say, you don't like the way it looks, do you? I'm like, yeah. Sorry, no. Like when the kids were little and we got Disney presents and things for them, that no one knew that Disney was banned in the house, Disney Matter. But I just used to get annoyed and put them in a cupboard. But then I had to let the children have them. It's nothing to do with me. That's a gift from someone else. But
I tried to be that kind of tasteful mum for a little bit, but it hardly lasted 5 minutes. It was impossible. You can't keep up with that, can you?
Flux Imagery said, I don't like it when I get kids' books and I don't like the kid lit art. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? It's horrible.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody ever bought us kids' books when Frida was little. I think maybe they realised we had it covered. And I don't remember ever being bought a kids' book, actually.
Oh, there's lots of interesting comments. So, Alistair Design says, my uncle bought me in a very sweary colouring in book. It'll never be coloured in. And Luciella loves it. I used to get cards with shoes on every birthday because I was a footwear designer. What a disaster. Buying new designs of someone else's footwear.
Oh no, that's not good, is it?
They've misunderstood this thing about, this is your trade, let me buy you something to do with your trade.
Yeah.
I'd rather just buy me something I can eat.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Or something to draw with, something to draw my own pictures with.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm going to put this on I couldn't remember either how to put the camera together, and I look at it and think, is it up or is it down? Which way does the camera come out?
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so what have you got to draw with?
Well, I've brought along tape of different thicknesses that I'm going to rip up and use it as masking. It's quite, these ones are masking tape and this is a brown tape, but it's not very sticky, so I know that when it's on the paper I can peel it back off again. And I've got a candle.
Oh.
and I've got some black ink. I'm just going to paint over the top of the what do you call it, masks with black ink.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I was thinking about colour, then I thought it's just too complicated doing positive and negative and reverse. You just need black ink. They would just need plain drawing. Apparently, it's all about the tackiness of your, you know, the tape that you use as well. So I've got a knife, and when you get the corner up on your tape, don't pull it up in the air. You've got to pull it right backwards to the paper. And peel it really close to the paper, and then you don't get the fibres ripped.
Oh, that's a really good tip, because sometimes you can pull the top of your paper off when you pull it up, can't you? I've done it with masking fluid. I haven't got any masking fluid tonight. I know we've got some, but I can't find it. But masking fluid sometimes on certain types of paper, it pulls the paper up with it, doesn't it?
I think if the paper hasn't got a surface or pressed surface, I've got one paper here that's a bit shiny. It's either going to be brilliant or terrible. I don't know how that will work. And then there's a thin lighter paper, and I've got my hairdryer, because I think all this peeling, you might need it. Oh, excellent, you have yours. Yeah.
Do you know what I did? I just bashed myself on the head when I held it up.
Have you got a concussion? Are you going to talk rubbish now, like extra art club rubbish from being concussed?
That's my excuse anyway. I'm going to get my knife, because that's such a good idea. I'm just going to get my scalpel.
I mean, I was thinking on this one tonight, I don't think I'm even going to try and draw a thing as such and do,
Are you not?
Well, I might just do mark making and see what we can do first. Maybe we should just play first and see what you can do.
Yeah, let's play first. I brought some things to draw. I brought quite graphic things to draw when we get to that stage. I brought some scissors. I brought this little boat, a little thing of OXO.
You'll be brilliant at it. When the time comes, they will look like living, breathing versions of those things, just drawn like A-level art with shiny reflections and all sorts.
I'm not confident about drawing with the candle. I feel like I'm not going to enjoy that.
Well, I did a bit of candle drawing, but you know the other thing, and I couldn't find one. If anyone's got a birthday candle, that will give you your fine lines. So apparently get a white birthday candle. I've only got some coloured wax crayons, but I'm going to try it with Blu-tack as well, because I think you could create some organic shapes with Blu-tack.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
And that would peel off easy. And I'd like you have got some tapes, but I don't know how they'll work. And the other thing is, you know that glue? You know, whenever you glue something and try and paint over it, it resists. So maybe the glue will work.
Oh, I'm going to have a go with that. I think I've got some glue in here.
Okay.
Oh no, they're bingo dabbers, not glue.
I bet you've got one of those stick-it glues somewhere.
One of these. Do you think that's it?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I think that will work. And the other thing, I've got ink and dip pens, so we could draw back into it. We could make some nice negative spaces. Yeah, I've got really nice.
That's what I thought I would do. I might draw back in after, like you did on the art club video, where you made your stencils and then you drew back in over the top. That was really nice.
You can't resist that white, can you? Just think, look at all that white. It's begging me to scribble on it.
Yeah.
I bought some, you know, like paper labels.
Oh,
sticky labels, big ones. They might work, because then you can tear them, but you can also cut your masking tape or your tapes. You can cut it, knife it, or rip it with your nails. Yeah. And since I stopped biting my nails, I'm all about the nails. Just show someone my nail. Look at that.
Have you stopped biting your nails?
Yeah, first time in years. So I'm going to be doing lots of ripping.
How have you done that? Just
that nasty stuff, you know, stop and grow. The old-fashioned stuff, which is really hard to get.
I had that as a teenager, but I can remember just licking it off, just lick until it had gone, and then bite my nails.
How could you do that? Were you a nail biter as well?
I was when I was a teenager, yeah. Thanks, pal. I've just got a cup of tea.
Oh, lucky you. I can't imagine you as a nail biter. You're too polished for that.
That's not true.
You know, the other thing with what you can do with the candles as well is get, I don't know whether it works. I couldn't find something lumpy. But you can put textures under thin paper and then rub your candle over bits and get a texture on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so if you've got any, like, tweedy things or, I don't know, anything with a bad texture that you hate drawing on, that annoys you, that's probably the thing to use.
I'm just having a look, seeing if I've got some like lumpy cardboard or something. I don't think I have. Oh well, I'll be all right. I'll just use my candle on the paper.
You could put some string on. You could put some string under the paper.
I haven't got any string. I've got pom poms.
Oh no! Sorry, it's all getting really.
They're too big, aren't they?
Now I'm making it really complex.
I'm having a look in my cupboard now for something lumpy. Lumpy. Where's lumpy thing?
I saw some netting that might be quite nice, but I daren't rip it off. It's on the good illustration hat that Jane made us.
Neo colour. Oh yeah, and Molly Sea Monster. Neo colour. If you've got the wax neo colour rather than the water one, if you've got the wax one, the white
that's
neo
a good
colour
idea.
would work if you use the white, as long as you don't have the water-based neo colour, because you can get wax one and a water one.
Yeah, anything with a resist. I was going to use that chiffon from the. Do you remember the hat Jane made us?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
The ship illustration hat, which obviously I'd love to wear, but it would be quite irritating whilst drawing. Right, let's put that there. Maybe a knitted jumper or something. Knitwear would be good.
Yeah. Forgot.
Except not your good knitwear.
No, I think I should have thought about it before I came outside. I'll be all right.
I should have texted you. Texture alert.
Yeah. I'm just looking around. There must be stuff. Nah, let's just get started, shall we?
I can't see any messages. Are there new messages?
There's Messy Overall saying, I'm getting Brady Bunch vibes as you look up. It looks like you're looking into her house. I think I've missed something there. Superb hat. Hello, I don't have any ink. Will super water down acrylic or gouache work? Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
I
was going to do that as well.
Yeah, we'll make a resist with tape or wax or whatever, and then just use a wash of something. I've got some ink and I'm just going to water it down a bit.
Should we just do a trial of all the different marks we can make and try like sticky tape and rip tape and texture and candles and Blu-tack and all that kind of thing and see what we get?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, right. So I've got my candle. I haven't got high hopes for my candle, and that sometimes bodes well, because if you don't like something, it can sometimes surprise you when you're forced to use it, can't it?
You've got what for your candle? You don't feel well disposed towards your candle?
No, I don't feel well disposed towards my candle, which is often a good sign, because you have to find a way to enjoy it, and that can be quite good, can't it?
Yeah, but to bring the love for it round, I bet you'll get there.
Maybe. Witchcrafty's saying a tea light is a great idea. Especially, she says, especially a scented one, like a scratch and sniff. So Playa Vista says, I have some soft bark that fell from a tree in the rain. I'll see if I can get a texture. Yeah, that's good for a texture.
Here's Katie.
Idea. Hi, Katie.
Has she got Edith working on this?
She says, hello, pals. Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Katie.
So in case you don't know, if you're new to Art Club, we're the Good Shape Illustration, and there's 3 of us, and we're all illustrators. And we used to go live every Friday for Art Club, but now we do a pop-up one whenever we're in the mood. So every, I don't know, couple of times a month we go live, don't we?
Yeah, and have nice healthy gaps in between, because you and Katie devoted the entire lockdown to being available every Friday.
We did it almost every Friday since lockdown until, I don't know when, maybe 6 months ago, and then we decided we'd do it whenever the inspiration hits. Katie says that both of our hairs are looking good.
Are we on fleek, Katie?
We must be. Okay, right, I'm going to mess about with this.
Okay. I think it's just, I haven't done any of this before, so this is the absolute opposite of an expert's workshop, isn't it? Remember you said to me you wouldn't be very good at quizzes because you don't know the facts, but you're great at the gist.
Yes.
This is exactly what we're doing here.
That's good. We're all in it together. We're all in
Yeah.
it together. None of us knows what we're doing. We're going to just have to see how it goes. I'm trying to make masking tape go into a curve. I've made a circle with my masking tape by folding it around as I go.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Mm.
And that means you can get larger stuff, because the only thing I thought about this system is everything feels quite small. It's based on the maximum width of whatever you've got.
Yeah. I've got some nice thick tape here, though. I've got this thick tape. That's good.
Oh,
Well,
I'm really quite envious.
Might use a standing knife with this, maybe.
The marvellous girth on that.
A scalpel. Where's my scalpel gone?
Oh, this sticky tape feels really way too sticky. It's a kind of sticky label that drives me mad when it's on jars. You know, when you wash jars and you think, that's a lovely jar, I'm going to keep that one. And then you can't get the label off it forever unless you use it.
I've just realised the same with my brown tape, but I'm going to try sticking it on me and peeling it off and then sticking it on the paper.
Genius. Oh, what a great idea. Yeah, low tack. Oh, so clever. We'd be great if we were abandoned in a factory and had to make art. Art from anything.
That'd be brilliant. Did you see Sarah Lacey got some amazing big fat, what do you call them, sticks? Oh, what do you call those sticks? The head's gone out of my head.
What sticks are they?
You know, they're like lipsticks, and we draw with them, and they're for kids. Oh, we use them all the time. Kids,
paint sticks?
Yeah, paint sticks.
Sounds a bit boring after all that, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Sarah Lacey got some amazing, really, really thick ones for Christmas. They look good. Oh, we could use those over this mask. They would work, wouldn't they?
I was looking for anything white that had a bit of a resist on it to see what I could find. Really, you just need some oil pastels are good if you can get oil pastels.
Yeah. I'm going to try using the paint stick. Oh, it's dried up. Oh, I've got no blue left in my paint stick. I was going to try drawing over the top with the paint stick. See what I get. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's going to be nice.
Oh, that's interesting. Colour is already in.
Paint stick over the top of my tape and then pull my tape off and see what I've got. Ooh, that's rather pleasing. That's nice.
I was thinking about Printed Peanut and her little collages this morning, and how sometimes she tears those and makes little creatures.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're lovely.
I wonder if we could do that with masking tape.
We could. Oh.
Wasn't that great news about Heidi Griffiths?
Yeah, brilliant news. Yeah. So she won the Orange Beak picture book competition. Is that right? Was it?
The Orange Beak, was it Once Upon a Winter competition?
I've forgotten the name of the competition, but yeah.
And her series of winter images won for it, which was brilliant.
Yeah, really good news, because she's a good shipper. She's done our course, hasn't she?
Which course did you do? Picture book?
I think so. Is she here? She can tell us.
Yeah. You'll have to check, because I can't.
I can't remember. On mine. I can't remember if she's done one or both of them.
But they were lovely images. They were so wintry and imaginative.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm going to go in with the paint and see what we've got. I think it's one of those things you have to master, don't you, before you can think, oh, I know what to do with that lovely bit of texture or that bit of relief.
The masking tape works well. I'm still not keen.
Yeah.
I'm not keen on what's left by the candle, though.
Are you worried?
I think it's not graphic enough for me. I'm not sure. That's wax.
Yeah.
These are masking tape, and that's masking tape, but with a paint stick over the top.
I think maybe they're bases for something. We've got to think how to use them. I hate to think that we've come up with a duffer here, but there's got to be some sort of creative way I've got a mirror here actually. I'm thinking, well, maybe a self-portrait might be. Once we master how these things work, then maybe we could move on to a self-portrait.
That's a good idea, but I haven't got a mirror. I'll just draw the things I've brought with me.
Yeah, or a scissor portrait.
Yeah.
Oh, let me put these down so we can. The masking tape does come off easily. That's a good one.
I really like it. I really like the masking tape. It's good.
It's a bit like those cyanotypes, you know, when you lay leaves and plants or whatever, or objects on top of a plate and then paint it with a photo emulsion.
Yeah.
And then lift it off. But
Amanda Casey said that she's just tried moisturising hand balm and used her fingers to apply it, and it works great. Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. Oh, Vaseline would work a treat, wouldn't it?
And Linda Poole-Semmer says she's used a white China marker. Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Oh, I wish I had one of those.
I've got some, but none of mine are white.
I think the problem with the candle is it's a bit indistinct, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you don't quite know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a nice...
Yeah, but it's not good for a shape, I think. Maybe.
I'd like a birthday candle, because I bet that would make some really good marks.
Yeah.
It's good just to play though, isn't it? Find out what happens.
It's really good fun. I'm really enjoying this. I've actually broken the rules, Tanya, and started to draw my scissors before you said I was allowed. Sorry.
Are you just soothing yourself with some and under your control, rather than laying yourself open to the vagaries of resist drawing?
My scissors just look too nice. They're such a good graphic shade. I just decided I'd go for it.
I actually don't really know at all what I'm doing here, except trying to find out what the marks look like.
So we're going to go live again for Art Club next week, and
Katie.
Also with Katie. And next week the doors for our Find Your Creative Voice, Fly Your Freak Flag doors open at Art Club on Friday.
How long are they going to be open for?
A week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done it for longer sometimes, haven't we? We've sometimes left the doors open for longer, but I think we'll just do a week. Because it's New Year and we'll just open the doors for a week, everybody can get on board, and that means we can start nice and early.
Get cracking.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, by that time, we should have Jill Calder's lovely new film in place that she's filming with Cornelia about how she found her creative voice. And because
I can't wait for that.
I know she's going to be really good. She's going to tell us all the secrets about not only kind of colour and mark making, because she's so free and spontaneous and unself-conscious in her work, but she's also got amazing lettering, and it's properly individual lettering. It's not that awful learnt, I shouldn't say that, but you know, that learnt script writing that everyone can do, which is the opposite of your creative voice because it's formulaic.
It's the opposite of everything that good ship teach, really. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going and learning one of those.
It's fun, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, you can go on Procreate and you can pick a particular brush and you can write with it and you get a style of type that is very fashionable and everybody's using. But we always say with a good shape, it's better to find your own unique voice, because then you can't be replaced with anybody else. When a client's looking for something and they want you, they can only use you. So it's like the key to a really good career that'll last a long time, and
it's yours. You own the IP to that. I mean, I was talking to, I think in Jill's first film that I saw at Gala Shields at that exhibition that she had. She talked about her handwriting, and it's been used just, you know, for branding, just one word for really amazing whiskey branding or advertising. And she said that when someone got in touch with her to use her script writing, which they'd seen on the edge of her sketchbook and on her notebook. She couldn't believe they were asking her just to write something without any imagery. She thought it was a con.
Yeah.
And she didn't really believe it until they said, no, we just want you to come up with some versions in your own handwriting of this, and which she did. And then she's realized that that was part of her work. And it sits so well with her drawing because it's so unself-conscious. It's totally her voice in, you know, in her mark making and everything. Molly C. Watson says, very much looking forward to this new lecture film add-on. It's Jill Calder, and that's Jill with a J, and Calder, Calder. And if you go and have a look on her website, you can see all the jobs that she's done. And it's just totally her. She's so distinctive. You'd recognise her work anywhere, which she said is perfect. Fly your freak fag.
Yeah, really? She's really playful, isn't she? Like, you can see that she plays about, and she looks like she's going to have a desk full of bits of paper with all sorts of bits of drawings on, and then she brings all of the kind of lovely loose drawing together on Photoshop so that she creates the final artwork at the end, but she doesn't lose any of the life by drawing it again and again and again. She just uses the pieces she likes and puts them together, I think. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how she does it, because I'm not sure that that's how she does it. I'm just guessing, really.
I think a lot of illustrators that have very spontaneous drawing systems, like Marion Duchaz does. Someone else was showing me only a couple of days ago, but my useless middle-aged brain has lost it again. But they were saying, you know, you draw that leg or that hand or that face maybe
Yasmin.
5 times.
Was it Yasmin? When
Yasmin
did
it
on the last call.
But someone else did it as well. I think it's Photoshop's been the salvation of illustrators who can then piece it all together. As long as you draw at the same proportion and same scale, if one of the legs on your character is wrong, you can graft on another leg from another drawing.
Amazing. There's T.A. Coote saying, I'm really looking forward to Freak Flag again. I jumped on board last time and couldn't finish it all. I don't know what happened, but yay for lifetime access. Yeah, so if you do want to join, you've got lifetime access. So if you manage to get, you know, a couple of weeks into the course and then you got a job came in, or, you know, life took you in another direction, you've got lifetime access. And that means every time we make a new bit of content, you get the new content as well. So it's like lifetime membership of an amazing club, but just one fee at the beginning.
Yeah, and the course gets fatter and more bloated as we go. Let's speak to another illustrator and get them to make us a film.
And we react to what people ask for as well, because when we first started out, we made all of the content about making work, how to make it your voice, how to find out, like, not only how will you draw, but what will you draw, like what are your subjects, because finding your own voice is a combination of how you're going to draw it, but also what you're going to draw as well. Anyway, we dug into all of that, launched the course, and everybody was having a nice time, but the question we get all the time was confidence. How do you have the confidence to do that? How do you have the confidence to do a 5-minute drawing and then say that is it, that fulfills the brief, that is the drawing? Because you see some incredible loose drawings being used
totally in advertising, on really highly paid jobs. Just the simplest of spontaneous mark making and drawing, and that's an extremely highly paid job, and that's terrifying for a younger illustrator.
Exactly. And the other thing we've found is a lot of students, particularly, we've realised it particularly seems students in America are taught to draw in a very realistic way. So they're taught to draw very literally from life, for the thing to look exactly like it is in front of them onto the paper, which sort of takes you out of the picture, really. You don't see any of your voice, you don't see any of your hand, you don't see any of your brain in that. And I think when you've learned that way, it's very hard to unlearn it. We have a lot of students who've come through that kind of system and really want to unlearn it because they've lost track of who they even are in that. That's really interesting. We have a lot of people from that sort of background as well.
Yeah, the unlearning, I think, is a big thing, especially if you then bring, I know this is going to be quite triggering for us all, but if you put that together with AI and what's going on at the moment, particularly in the high-end level of illustration where people are using kind of very technically complex ways of creating images, and the images take a long while. Basically, very high value imagery. These are the first ones to be trained with, they're using these training algorithms to scour accounts that show this kind of work that's normally very expensive. And it does make it really difficult for those people. And when, like you say, when you can't distinguish as well between a formulaic and learned system, sometimes this kind of crazy or natural, spontaneous way of working is more in demand and harder to replicate. Because it's also like indie music. It's like kind of alt folk. You can hear all the scratches and badly recorded stuff and someone singing on their own being really true and individual.
I think that's right. I think our eyes are craving handmade now. I think our eyes, well, mine are. I just absolutely love it when I see something full of humanity and mistakes that are not fixed. I just love it.
Yeah, totally. And I think basically the illustration industry and the people who commission it are looking for that as well, because it makes them stand out, and it also talks to audiences that they want to engage, which are really interested in all these values we now embrace of vulnerability and humanity and authenticity that we love in every other area of work. Like, people want clothes from Lucy and Yak that are made by someone in India. They don't want factory generated clothes that everyone else could be working. People value heritage and craft and the handmade thing, and it's the same in industry, I think, in the illustration industry.
Yeah, that's Katie saying. Katie says handmade wobbliness is delicious. Yes, yes. Yeah, it is. Look at my scissors, Tanya. Can I just have a little show off about my scissors? I'm so chuffed with those.
You've done it again. That's amazing.
I made the face with tape, and then I painted it grey over the top of the tape. But I then got neat black ink without any water in it and went round the edge. Then I peeled off the tape and then drew into it with the line and the pale grey.
Oh, wowza.
I'm so chuffed with that.
I knew you'd pull something out of the bag. It's like when you did your 10-second reindeer with a pair of kitchen scissors.
That's the best thing I did last year. In 2022, it's the best thing I did in the entire year.
Yeah, Katie says, oh my God, she's right. It's just crazy. We've only been at this 10 minutes. And look, I've made some really ugly Dorby marks, but I'm determined that they will be something soon.
Yeah, actually, they are really interesting. They're lovely.
That's the sushi mat.
Oh, is it?
The lines,
Did you put it under the paper and then put the candle over the top?
Yeah, rub the candle like a kind of a rubbing. Oh, that would be good as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Taking some rubbings. Anything else with a bumpy surface?
Right, I'm going to try and draw the boat. I'm going to try and draw this little boat now.
That is amazing. I can't believe you did that just after doing some fiddling around. Right, okay, you've set the standard. I'm going to have to...
That's the joy of Art Club. It's the surprise. I didn't think I'd be enjoying resist drawing very much, but that's it, isn't it? When you do something you don't usually do it, you get a nice surprise.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the joy of Art Club.
I'm feeling all hot and bothered. I think it's too hot. Or it's just too exciting.
It is. I think that's it. I always go, am I pink yet? Let me see.
It's
starting a little bit, but I usually go very pink at Art Club. Not yet.
I think I've got a hot flush. Right. I'll try something to draw something. Maybe a portrait. I love that we haven't got a timer on.
Oh, it is nice, isn't it?
Because we just do an open-ended exploration. I think we allowed it on this occasion. Okay. I'm going to make free with my fat masking tape and see if I can craft a portrait.
I really like how you can bend the masking tape. You can bend it around the corners instead of having to cut it out. You can use it like
really good.
A big fat crayon.
I'm going to try that. That's amazing. Does masking tape know that it has this extra ability that you've just suddenly discovered? What's your top Christmas TV? Because at this point we should be discussing television, shouldn't we?
Oh, well, definitely his Dark Materials, the Philip Pullman adaptation of his Dark Materials trilogy.
Yes.
Oh, I watched the last one. So I think there are 3 series for the last few Christmases. There's been a series come out, and the last one was out this Christmas, and I just watched the last one in that series last night. Oh, it's incredible, so brilliant, so inspiring.
I remember reading that one. I have watched a bit of it, but a family were here, and it's the kind of thing you can't watch either with a full stomach, because I always fall asleep, full stomach with a fire on, or someone saying, well, who's that then?
Yeah, you need to have watched it all so you know what's going on. And I think it helps to have read the books as well. It all feels so familiar and lovely. Oh, I love it. And I keep thinking of you, Tanya, because the colour palettes in it are incredible.
They do they do colour palettes for scenes, don't they? And that's got a strong colour palette, films organised.
Oh, yeah, and it's beautiful. There's like a dark maroony red, like a deep red wine colour. And a nice sort of minty, dusty turquoise. Little bits of orange, little bits of yellow, little bits of like a grey green. Oh, it's just gorgeous.
I remember thinking that the other day, because I was watching something the other night that had an amazing colour palette. I can't remember what it was now. Obviously, my brain is useless. I've just noticed on there that my friend Celia from Hong Kong is watching. See, it's lovely that you're here as well. Are you drawing? Celia Co.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Celia.
Hi. Celia and I used to teach together at the Hong Kong Poly U. And Hong Kong Poly U survivors.
Ali Salter Design said, I just read The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman. It's excellent. Highly recommend. It is. It's amazing. And then since he's written, the Book of Dust is the next one after the trilogy, isn't it? So he wrote 2 more after the trilogy, and one is about when Lyra is a baby, which is incredible. So it's the pre-story, and one of them is about after. I think the Book of Dust is the one after, but they're both incredible.
The first one is about the flood, isn't it? It's his environmental. Oh God, that's amazing! The descriptions of flooded Oxford.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I'm hoping to go to Oxford later this year. A friend has a flat there, and they said you can go and stay in it. I was like,
oh nice.
It's right next to
around and pretend you're in a Philip Pullman novel.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to the Pitt Rivers Museum and see the jars with the witches in them.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, there's jars with witches inside. That's where he got the inspiration for the book.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. There's a little device in there that inspired him to write about the alethiometer. There's some sort of I don't know what the device is. Maybe it's a compass of some sort. I'm not sure, but that was one of the things that triggered him to write the stories.
Belle Savage was the first one that says Alice Salter Design. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And Sarah Lacey says, come to Oxford, we can have tea. Let's all have a big good ship tea.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, I love
there
because of that museum.
I used to go to the other museum what was the other museum up in North London? There's an ethnographic anthropological museum like the Pitt Rivers, and it has lots of
I keep thinking Human Museum, but that's not right, but something like that.
Not Museum of Mankind. It's
you don't mean that one?
Not that one. There's another like bonkers one like Pitt Rivers, but more
not the
Horniman.
Yeah,
that's it. I think it's a Horniman.
Yeah, that's near. That's very near where our good ship Alice lives.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
lucky Alice.
Yeah.
What great places they would be to go drawing, just to give yourself a day a week and go and sit in museums like that. Our closest to that is the Berwick Museum you remember the diorama, and they're going to get rid of that soon, which is like a room with ships and shops and all sorts of things in it.
Yeah.
We should go and do a draw there.
Are they getting rid of that?
Yeah, I think they're going to redevelop it with English heritage, but maybe we should do a good ship kind of homage for it.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. I love that room. It's the best bit of the Berwick Museum. I'm really sad that's going. It's so bonkers. It's just full of all sorts of random stuff. It's brilliant.
And people leaning out of upstairs windows. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. It's such a great place.
It is. Katie's saying they can't get rid of the fake mini Berwick. I know. It's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. How could they do that to us?
Yeah. Oh, Katie's saying we should go and draw. Yeah, we should. Maybe we should all go and draw and record it.
Especially we could go first and then get them to keep it a bit longer. But then our fantasy good ship retreat that we hold in Berwick, and we all go drawing all over the town. Yeah. Wouldn't that be good? This town would be so good for a drawing retreat.
It would.
There's so much to do.
It'd be so good for drawing on the beaches as well.
Yeah. Landscape, old architecture.
Yeah. Oh, Katie, I know you were on the beach today. I know I didn't see you, but I've heard that you were on the beach today. Word gets round. You can't do anything in Berwick without everybody knowing.
What were you doing on the beach, Katie?
She was with Cameron and Edith. I know that. Is she going to reply?
Oh, lots of people loving the Horniman.
Oh, she's guessed.
Cathwith.
Katie's guessed how I know she was on the beach. Yes, Katie, we saw Scott and he said he saw you here.
Someone was saying, oh, Lemonade Scribble says, could you do good ship draw meets, good ship tours around the country? That's a nice idea.
What a good idea, a tour.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea.
There are lots of good ship groups, drawing groups, aren't there? People who meet up and draw regularly.
Together. Yeah. We did try to have a good ship meetup in the summer, didn't we? But there was a rail strike or something that day and we couldn't do it. Yeah,
the August trip, that was at the literary festival, the Edinburgh Children's Book Festival. We were all going to meet up there. It was so well planned and then disappeared without a trace.
I'm just going to put my hairdryer on. You won't hear me for a few minutes.
Have a blast.
Tanya, we're getting invites all over the place. Come to Devon, come to Catalonia.
Because the overseas retreat is the other fantasy. Wouldn't that be amazing? Just to spend 2 months in the summer, going to different places and just drawing with good shippers.
It would. It'd be lovely.
Maybe that's another thing to put in the goals list.
Yeah.
So has everyone been making their goals for next year? I know yours is to lie down, which is
I'm not gonna. Thing. Yeah, I think I've got 2 books lined up, and we've got some building work in the house, so I'm not going to make any other plans because I think maybe later in the year plans will come along. But right now, I feel like I'll just be setting myself too many things, and I'll feel frazzled. So yeah, I've got no New Year's resolution except not to make any.
I think that's a really good idea. All those New Year's resolutions on Facebook were making me feel really overwhelmed. I couldn't even remember what I'd done. And stupidly, I did ask people on our Facebook, what have you done this year? I shouldn't say stupidly because it was a great chance for people to say, and there were so many amazing achievements. I thought
you meant that you asked people on the Facebook group what achievements you've had this year because you couldn't remember.
Hello, what have I done? Just faffed around for about 12 months. Everyone on the Facebook page told us there were so many good things, not everyone, but lots of people said they'd had a good year, and there were lots of really honest ones as well and interesting ones.
Yeah.
But then I said to you this morning, I read that Tom Froese end of year report. Oh my God. Talk about driven. I love the man.
Superhuman.
He can't go on like that though. And then Katie said lots of people on kind of end of year reports in our related industries said that there was a lot of burnout.
Lots of newsletters. Yeah, loads of people's end of year newsletter was just like, oh gosh, can I ever lie down? It's been crazy since COVID.
Yeah, I think
it has.
And after COVID, there was all that, the whole world seems to do economic catch up, which is probably why everyone's exhausted trying to make money they didn't make previously. And that's really desperate.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what are you doing there? That's beautiful.
I'm doing the boat. So I made a mask for the boat. And then when I painted the grey on the background, I blobbed some black ink into the clouds. And now I'm drawing back it. This all is drawn. This bit here is drawn in after. And now I've got a dip pen and I'm going to draw some of the rigging with the dip pen.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's incredible. I'm still trying to do a self-portrait, which I have a feeling is going to be horribly weird.
Oh, I wish I had a mirror to do that. I've got my iPad. I might do that after this, using my iPad as a mirror.
And then I'll swap and I'll find a model boat to do.
Your house is full of good model boats. You must have one.
I nearly bought my Christmas model boat up to show you, but it's too big for the camera.
Have you got a new one?
Oh my God, it's the king of the ship in the bottle. Right? It's even got a small German village in the neck of the whiskey bottle.
What? A small German village?
It's so amazing.
Good. Wow.
And it's from the same shop where I get all my ships in the bottle. RK Retro. If anyone wants to have a look, they just got their account hacked. Instagram account hacked the other week. No. So if you look for them, they're RK Retro Backup. And it's such a great ship in a bottle. It's really big. It's like a massive whiskey bottle, and in the bubbly neck, it's got a church and a few villages in the same red and white.
Oh, and we need to see a picture of this in your stories. It sounds amazing.
Shall I put it on stories tomorrow?
Yes, please. Yeah.
And it's so fat that I've now decided the only way to display it is try and find some kind of bracket that people use for keeping up drain pipes and guttering. To get that, this is my fantasy world. Have one of those drilled into the wall and then place this magnificent giant whiskey bottle, bottle on it. Wow. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, all the paper's ripping on this one.
Oh no.
It's not much of a winner. Have you got thick paper there?
It's cartridge paper, yeah. It's quite nice weight, yeah. And it's not too porous. Have you got shiny paper, did you say?
No, I've got a thin paper because I wanted to do a bit of a rubbing on it, but it's backfired because it's some of the masking tape is a bit too keen, doing its job a bit too well. Oh dear God. That's a bit of a mess.
Oh dear God.
It's really quite awful. Sorry for swearing.
I finished mine, my little boat.
Oh, let's have a look. Beautiful.
Somebody's asking if we're just making it up. No, I could never make it up. I drew this little wooden boat. I bought it in the old school gallery. It's amazing.
Oh, that's nice.
It's by, who's it by? Edward Smith. It's good, isn't it?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right, I'm gonna have a self-portrait. I'm gonna set up my iPad so I can see me and try and do a self-portrait. Right, okay, let's have a look. Camera. Right, okay.
Going back to the course thing that we were talking about, I've noticed that now we've got to, I don't know what number course we're on, all the people who say, oh, it's so good that I can come back and join the next course because life has been too busy and I couldn't get around to completing it. No one's aware of which course they came from. The Facebook group is like a minestrone of partially completed illustration courses and everyone's just blending in. So it feels like each time it's relaunched, it gives people, even if it's a false target, it is an actual target, like, right, I will get back and complete either.
Because the course itself, it takes 8 weeks, although we have a week break in the middle, so that makes it 9. So you can do it over the 8 weeks if you want to, and lots of people do, but also there's absolutely no pressure to do it in that time frame either. Like, I think it's just impossible to expect that about them. even when you think you've got 8 weeks ahead of you, sometimes it doesn't work out like that. So yeah,
I would
lots
never
of people
manage
do
a
on
straight
paper.
8 weeks without a
I
break.
don't think I would either. Yeah.
I just don't think life doesn't treat you that way.
Yeah. So lots of people just do part of it, or they really enjoy one bit of it, so they spend weeks on that bit and then move on to the next bit when they're ready. But there's a live aspect of it, but you don't need to be at the lives every week. So for the 8 weeks, each week we go live at the beginning, we go live in the middle, we go live at the end. If you miss the lives, that's all right, because you can send your questions in and we answer them during the live, and then you can watch the playback later. And then every single time we launch the course again, if you've joined, then you can come to the lives forever as well. So if you've got questions you want to ask 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, that's fine, because you can come to the lives and ask them again then.
Which is great, because if you develop and move on, your concerns after a year or two are completely different to the things that you started with, which is great. Oh, I am looking for, I love the lives. I really like the chit chat
really
and the questions.
Fun, aren't they? Yeah. Jules00 says, this is amazing. My first time watching you guys, and I'm working from the US, so 5 hours behind and work freelance, so feel like I have studio chums again. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's all you want, isn't it? Especially, it's a lonely life being an illustrator. You know, we were talking about studios this morning, weren't we? Because that took the Tom Froese newsletter, where he said all he wanted after all that lockdown was some peace and quiet, somewhere to record his videos without interruption. And then he got a studio a mile away, so he had to keep driving there, and was going there after the kids had been put to bed, and then working late, and he realized it wasn't what he wanted, so he was back home after a while. And I could see that happening because I'm desperate for a studio, but you need the home studio as well.
Yeah, I think it's hard though. Because I don't work digitally, or I only work digitally sometimes. Yeah, I think it would be really hard for me to have both studios, because I've got like a setup of all my paints and my palettes, and it's not so easy to just, if you're working digitally, you can stick it in Dropbox and pick it up again when you get to that workspace, but it's not the same when you're on paper.
If you had a studio away from home, then what would it be? Do you think it would be a painting studio, or would it be an escape studio for doing emails and digital things?
I don't know. The only reason I fancy a studio out of home is this space is nice and compact, it's just right, but also it would be nice if I just had a permanent space for art club, a permanent space for recording videos for Good Ship, permanent space for making picture books. Like, I need this space I've got here, but 3 times over.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe we need a place for recording Good Ship videos. I find clearing everything up and moving around is a bit difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. I have had a studio before though, and then gave it up quite quickly, because I was much younger and I was living in London, and I rented one of those studios on the Gray's Inn Road. I don't know if they're still there, but do you remember when everybody did that? And we were all in one big room, and there was a motorcycle repair place outside, and the noise was just constant, and not everybody had work, so they'd just stand around chatting, and I just couldn't get anything done, so I just gave up on it. Yeah,
you need to recreate whatever is your mojo for working at home, and I think that's peace and quiet. I once went and worked in a client's office for 6 months. We were redesigning the newspaper that I was contributing to, and I just couldn't cope with it. I had to have headphones on the whole time. And they were just used to banter. They had office banter, and I was like, no, I can't cope with this. But it's lovely. It's what I wanted, but then I couldn't work. Someone was saying, is it when Sylvester was saying, are we going to do the business course? When we're in the middle of writing it, and if you're on any of our Facebook pages, like the ones for the course or the ones that aren't for the course, and you've got burning business questions, please send them, because I'm really fascinated to know what people want to know, because quite often it's not what we think they want to know. I mean, you can even email them to us as well, and we'll include them in the course and make sure the stuff that you want to figure out is understood. Because the good thing is we've got Helen's take on children's book illustration, I've got Katie's take on new media and emerging illustration, and mine's kind of generalist across the board. So one way or another, and with our contributors, we can just about find out everything from all angles. So send us in your questions. I was answering a few today, and they were really interesting.
My portrait is it's not looking good yet.
It will get there. That's what mine looked like when I opened it. Like, what on earth is this? It'll just need some of the Helen magic, and it will just be like a 10-second reindeer.
All right, what am I doing then? What shall I do? Come on, Stevens, work it out. Right.
I feel like I'm cheating a bit, and this is all becoming an ink drawing painting with just a little bit of
I've
resist.
got a feeling, yeah, the only way that I'm going to fix this is making an ink drawing, I think. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's the... I'm going to have to go and find myself a ship in a bottle and get a bit more serious about it. Oh my God, this is terrible. But then I'm dying for you to do those. Do you remember the upside down drawings where you look like a witch and a...
I love doing those. Every time I draw myself, I always look like an evil old lady baby. It's so funny. Especially when we do those upside down ones. We should do that again. I love doing those upside down ones.
You reminded me a bit of that, you know, in that film Don't Look Now, where they are chasing their the ghost of their daughter around Venice in a red sou'wester. And at the very end of the film, if someone hasn't watched it yet, block your ears. They chase their daughter up and down the alleyways of Venice, and then she turns round and it's an old lady of challenge stature. Oh, it's just, it was so scary. I think I'd had nightmares for years about that. And that's what your self-portrait looked like. Yeah. I'm glad I could say that to you.
Oh, that's so funny. I don't know what it is every time I draw myself. I don't know. It must be something in me that comes out in the drawings. I don't know.
Ask the psychiatrist.
Yeah,
they must know.
I'll go and find out.
I did an awful thing here, which I can advise anyone not to do with their wax, is to make my teeth in the self-portrait, which has made this horrible. Yeah. Do you want me to show you this? Look at my smiley wax teeth.
Yes. Oh, I absolutely love teeth in a drawing. This they're so good. That's brilliant. Can we have a close-up of the teeth? Oh yes.
See, once you put that random wax teeth, bright American teeth in there, there's no going back. You've made a major commitment to your picture.
Yeah. That is so good. I look very depressed in my drawing.
Oh, you look like you're sobbing.
Yeah, I do. I'm laughing. I'm good at that laughing.
You look like someone's told you something really terrible.
Oh dear. Right, I'm going back to my masking tape, and I'm gonna go back to my old faithful handsome prints. Do you know it's 8 o'clock?
No.
It is. It's 8 o'clock. It's the end of art club.
Katie's had to do really long, complicated messages because we've been so absorbed with the resist stuff. We haven't been paying attention, and people are asking about Freak Flag course and things. You'll explain it, won't you, next week when you do art club with Katie?
If anybody's got any questions about the course, come to art club next week with them. We'll answer them all at art club, and Tanya will be in the comments so she can answer any we miss. Shall we do a 10-second animal?
Oh God, you have to.
Yes. I always have to. Katie's always very bossy about it, so I'm taking Katie's role, and yes, you have to. Right. I'm not going to try and do it with a resist drawing though. I'm just going to... No, I
think just let's go basic.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Hold on, I've got to find something to draw with.
I'm going to take my watch off because I've forgotten the timer. I'll just look at my watch.
Okay.
Right. If everybody would like to write an animal in the comments, I'll shout one out. I've got my watch ready. We'll do 10 seconds. Okay, let's do the next one. What's the next one? Wombat. Oh my goodness, wombat. Get ready, go. What is a wombat?
I don't even know what it looks like. I'm going to draw a platypus.
This is really... I have no idea what a wombat is.
Ask Jerry.
That's 10 seconds are up, and I've It's really embarrassing. I actually have absolutely no idea what a wombat is.
Did you draw anything?
Yeah.
What have you got? I think, yeah, that's a raccoon, but I'd accept it as a wombat.
Is a wombat a bit like a raccoon?
No idea. I've drawn, I think, what is a duck? Can you see it?
It's
a duck-billed platypus.
Oh, that's good. I mean, it's totally the wrong animal, but
yeah.
It's a really nice drawing.
We're going to have to go on. It's a terrible drawing, and we need to go and find out what a wombat looks like.
I'll go do some research, and we'll put it on stories next to our drawings and see how bad they are.
Yeah, the comments look so interesting on all of this. I'm gutted that we didn't keep up with them. There's lots of really good messages and interesting. Moira Carter
says, don't they have huge noses? Got no idea. Saw one while camping once. Wow. Oh well.
oh yeah, I must go. God, that's been so much fun. I really enjoyed this.
It was so brilliant. Thanks, Tanya. That was brilliant. Bye, Katie.
See you all.
Everybody. Yeah. Post stores open next week, Friday at Art Club. So we'll see you at Art Club. Oh, and don't forget to share your drawings with the hashtag GoodShipILO. And if you've made a huge mess on your desk, share them at the hashtag Art Club Aftermath. And we love seeing them, and we share as many as we can on our stories over the weekend. So yeah, see you next week.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Bye.